WMAL
105.9 FM.
and AM 630.
WMAL.
7:07 on WMAL. Brian Eamon, Brian Wilson. The Olympics in full swing now, even though we have to wait to watch them on tape delay for NBC. But we won't get into that now.
No.
Let's go live to London, talk with ABC's Alex Stone, who is there. I saw a great picture that you put out yesterday, Alex, at the venue for the beach volleyball event.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I took one for the team. I decided I need to go down there for the Brian. I need to make sure that I get this taken care of to see what this is all about. And first of all, I got to say, the reason why most people are going down there and they're excited, you're looking at women playing an Olympic sport in bikinis, and they come out in the middle during breaks and they do conga lines. I asked this guy from Florida, why are you here?
Well, it's definitely the girls. The nice little outfits that they have on.
I said, funny, that's why I'm here too. But the stadium is what's incredible there, though. That stadium is completely made out of scaffolding. It's a complete temporary stadium. Wasn't there a few weeks ago. Won't be there in a few weeks. It's at the main gate that only the Queen can use to go into Buckingham Palace. The London Eye is on one side, Big Ben is on the other, 10 Downing is on the other. You're completely surrounded by history in these big historic buildings, and plop there in the middle is beach volleyball, where they've got rock music playing, and they're coming through, and they're shaking pom-poms. It's pretty darn cool how they've done that.
Right. The only problem was, at least last night, it apparently was so cold that we didn't have bikinis on the competitors.
Yeah.
We had long sleeves and long pants.
Yeah, well.
We got to work on the weather.
It's, the U.S. women have gotten stuck playing the 11 o'clock at night game, and it's cold here during the daytime. It's been in the 60s, and it's raining today, and everyone's all bundled up, and then you toss them out there and say, great, now play in your bikinis. And they don't. They've been putting stuff on over it. But nonetheless, the idea of it is that typically if it was a little bit warmer, they would be in their bikinis.
Understood.
What about the controversy regarding this Chinese female swimmer who apparently shattered the records?
Yeah, and she's shattering records left and right. She's faster than the men. She swam faster than Ryan Lochte did in his event where he won gold. A lot of analysts have looked at her and said, well, clearly she's got to be doping, that there's nothing else that this could be. In fact, they just held a news conference here, and I'll pull up the audio of it. This is the message that Olympic organizers are telling the media right now. They're saying, stop it. We've tested her multiple times like every athlete. They're saying she's completely clean.
It's regrettable that there is so much speculation out there in the press. I don't like it. I think it is wrong.
Yeah, so they're saying enough is enough. We've tested her. She's not doping, but still people are saying, whoa, who is this 16-year-old that is flying through the water? She claims she just loves swimming, and that's why she's so good.
So let me get this right. She's 16 years old, female, and has a faster time than the guys did?
Lochte, yeah.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened before, where a female has?
No, and people are saying she came out of nowhere and she's not a swimmer and all this. She actually has been a long-time swimmer, and she's been doing quite well in the qualifications before the Olympics, where they've been swimming all around the world. So, her home country is like, hey, it's the first time the world has heard of her, but it's not the first time people in China have heard of her. But still, it's pretty incredible what she's doing.
All right, that does smell fishy. Now, it could be a very big day for Michael Phelps, who's been disappointing so far in his performance at the Olympics, but he has a chance to break the record for more golds tonight.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, and he just has to get any color medal, and he'll be fine. He's already got the record for the most golds of anybody, beating Mark Spitz back in 2008. But he's in the 200-meter fly tonight and the 4x200 relay, and if he gets any color, any of the three, he will then take the record. If he gets both of them in both events, he will take the record for the most awarded Olympian ever. He'll have the most medals of anybody ever who's competed in the Olympics. He does have a few more events, so this isn't it if he doesn't do it tonight, but this could be a very big night for him if he gets medals in both.
Talk with ABC's Alex Stone, who's live in London for the Olympics. You mentioned the weather. How is the weather holding up so far?
It's been the last couple of days, it's been cloudy and kind of rainy out there and cooler. When we were here a week ago, when I landed a week ago at Heathrow, it was 88 degrees and sunny and humid. It felt like I just landed in Florida. And that was a little bit too hot because nothing here is air-conditioned. and you realize real quickly on the tube system that not a lot of people wear deodorant.
Wow.
That hot and humid, it hits you in the face. But now that it's cooled off, everything's fine.
All right, I know you talked about a little bit about this yesterday, but you've seen a lot of pictures with empty seats there. How are the people of London, liking the Olympics so far at this point?
Well, they seem to be really liking them. They just want more access inside. They want them to sell those seats. So what the organizers have agreed to do now, they're saying that they will sell some of those seats that are for accredited folks, those with credentials, media, family members, Olympic officials. Those are the areas that aren't full because they need to leave them open, but they don't know where people with credentials are going to go. As a member of the media, I can hop in and hop out of places. I can drop into beach volleyball and then run over to swimming and then stay each place for 5 minutes. So they need the seats, but they say clearly too many seats have been available, so they're going to sell some of those in the qualification rounds. They need those in the gold medal rounds. When Phelps is swimming tonight, that's considered a high-demand event, and every seat in there will likely be taken.
I don't know if you know the answer to this, but how much would it cost to go see, a water polo event, or how much would it cost to see a soccer game?
I truthfully have no idea. Luckily, we have credentials, so we can just go in wherever we want. But, I have to say, from going to past Olympics, it's quite expensive, but I don't know what the cost is if you just here in British pounds if you wanted to pay and go right in.
Going back to the opening ceremonies, there's a story out there that we all sort of looked at this morning and went, wow. I would never have guessed it. It has to do with how much Sir Paul McCartney was paid for his performance. Did you read that story?
Yeah, I just saw it a short time ago, and that he was paid, it looks like about £1 to appear.
About
exactly
$1.57.
at the Olympic ceremony. He did it because it's his country, and he decided he wanted to do it. The Hey Jude sing-along there at the end of the opening ceremony.
Yeah, and also the Olympic flame, they had to put it out for a second because they were moving it.
Well, they did, but they moved it to a torch. So they put out the cauldron because they were moving it so they can get ready for the athletic events inside the stadium. It's still in an area where you cannot see it unless you're inside the stadium. That's got a lot of people ticked off here. They say you should be able to see it from Olympic Park. They've got video screens of it playing in Olympic Park, but otherwise you can only see it if you're in the stadium. But they moved it to a torch, and then they relit the cauldron. All
right, so besides the swimming and Michael Phelps, what's the big ticket item today at the Olympics?
Well, gymnastics big because the U.S. women, and I have to tell you that they won bronze yesterday, the British men, and they are like heroes here because the British have never won in men's gymnastics. They usually are terrible at men's gymnastics, and it's almost kind of funny to see how they are just crazy happy here in Britain today because their men won a medal in gymnastics. Guys, ours didn't do so well, came in 5th place, but the women today and then swimming will also take it. There's a number of other things going on. There's the slalom events, the water and the kayaking, or I think they call it canoeing, and some archery. But the big ones will be swimming and gymnastics today.
All right, ABC's Alex Stone reporting live from London.
And basketball, too. The U.S. men taking on Tunisia today, but it's a preliminary round.
Tunisia, that'll be a tough one.
You never know.
And then Nigeria on Thursday. These aren't really big NBA sport countries that you think
They'll be tested by Spain and Argentina, though. All right, Alex.
Oh, they will be, yeah. They're going to use these next couple of games to really kind of
warm up,
tighten things up after they had such a rough game against France. Even though they won, it was still a very ragged game.
All right, we'll see you later. We'll talk to you tomorrow. ABC's Alex Stone live from London at the Olympics. There's also a women's soccer game today. They're playing North Korea. There's a little dust-up between Hope Solo and Brandi Chastain, who's doing the commentary on NBC. And Hope Solo ripped her for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Completely out of line, that goalkeeper.